Okay. Okay, am I audible, guys? Please let me know if I'm audible to you.
Sir, very much clear, sir. Very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I hope my slides must be visible to you guys. Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, good afternoon. So as you already know, we are discussing national new education policy NEP 2020. So nowadays it has become a buzzword. Everyone is discussing this. Just give me a minute, guys. And government is paying a lot of attention and conducting these programs, NEP orientation sensitization program, and he wants to disseminate this knowledge about all the policies, all the different pillars across different educational institutes. So during this 5-6 days program, you must have learned about different aspects. We are going to discuss the research and development pillar of NEP 2020. So this pillar, let me introduce to this pillar. This is one of this pillar. It is quite a new addition to our education policy. Earlier policies did not pay much attention to this research and development. They were more concerned regarding the teaching only, teaching and contributing knowledge. But the new policy, it has paid. It is the newest addition, and he said it developed a wide number of policies regarding developing research culture and innovation and contributing knowledge, contributing to the growth of the economy. So let's begin with. So this is the table of content. We'll be discussing the basics. We will not go into detail. Basics of NEP and its five pillars. Then we'll discuss the main topic of the today, that is R&D pillar, and its different parts. The tool
plan my any practical session of any of the laboratories or any other event or activity. Let it be cultural program, let it be sports program, let it be field visit, anything which we call it as learning happens and credits are earned. First thing, state clearly why that is being done. What is that you are expecting as outcome? So here also, we will begin by stating very clearly the expected learning outcome. So after this session, that is part 1 of our session 1, all learned participants will be able to understand the pillars of national education policy. What is the concept of the term education envisioned in this policy? What is the aim? Why we should provide education and why learners should take education? So what is the aim expected in this policy? And when we say we provide education, what does really transpire when we say that we provide and somebody learns from me? What is that really goes? So those have been mentioned, those are called as domains. And one of the strongest recommendation of this policy is integration of various types of education. So unless we understand what are types of education, integration of those types will be difficult at implementation stage. So what we expect at the end of our first session, which may be of about 45 to 60 minutes, we will understand pillars of NEP, concept, term, domains, and types of education. So let us understand in few minutes what is the journey of NEP, so that we will understand it is in alliance with the changes happening internationally as well as nationally. Friends, we know that independent India had earlier also various commissions, say Radhakrishnan Commission, Kothari Commission, Yashpal Commission, and from time to time, as per requirement, the education policy was modified as per the recommendations of those commissions. So this is it the in continuation of those commissions and some policies coming? Probably. This policy has got a different journey. When our last policy was implemented somewhere in 1985-86, see the what things happened at national and international level, and you will find all those have been the milestones of framing this policy. So journey truly started of this policy in 1985-86 itself, when Washington Accord came into existence. India became the signatory of Washington Accord, and important change happened in higher education, particularly technical education. What was that change? There were standardizations of program, and for that standardization program, there was a system of quality assurance and quality audit. There were benchmarks, global benchmarks. There were all education parameters were converted into measurable parameters, maybe processes, maybe infrastructure. So everything was required to be converted into measurable parameters. There were global benchmarks, and audit was done to measure the error between global benchmarks and the measured parameters at individual program level in the institution. And that is how it was certified, what we used to call it as accreditation. So earlier National Board of Accreditation and NAC came, later on NAC came. So it was out of Washington Accord, and quality assurance, measurable parameters, global benchmark, comparing achieved parameters with global benchmark, certifying, auditing. So that part came into education system to ensure quality at par with global or international standard. You will find in this policy also there are many clauses which talks about accreditation even of the school, of the institutions, a separate system of accrediting agencies at national level, etc. So quality, assurance, measurement, audit. So those also out of Washington Accord you will find are the some of the pillars or important part of this policy. Then somewhere in 92-93, India became, you can say, accepted liberalization, privatization, globalization as our national policy. So GATT agreement, etc. came. That time it was thought that probably that LPG is about trade and industry, but no, education was also one of the service sectors. So that also has been taken care to make Indian system as per global and international standard. So globalization journey from local to global through national, that also started. You will find that also is very much reflected in this policy. It's somewhere in 1997 at world level, at UNO level, a report known as Our Common Future, commonly known as Brundtland Report, came. And concept of sustainability development, and 17 sustainable development goals, that process started, which finally led to Johannesburg declarations and Bonds declaration in 2003 and 2004, which kept the onus of awakening, educating the world, and bringing technology as per sustainable development, and to ensure that those sustainable development goals, there are 17 sustainable development goals. So all educating, creating environment, etc. Onus was kept on education sector through Bonds Declaration and Johannesburg Declaration. You will find in this policy mention of sustainability development, sustainability development goals, their attainment, and particularly sustainability development goal number 4 at number of places. So the global events during 1997 to 2004 about sustainability development and its concept, those are also embedded in this policy. Finally, somewhere in 2006, 2007, information technology revolution really took place and touched every sphere. Let it be sensitive sphere like banking, let it be sensitive sphere like share market or all other sectors. They were touched upon by information technology revolution. Probably that time education kept itself away. But when expanding the education, reaching to unreachable, providing equity in education sector, when all these concepts came, it was found that use of IT enabled education is the route through which the, you can say, concepts of, let it be sustainability, let it be SDG 4, or let it be increasing gross enrollment ratio, increasing access to education, that cannot happen without providing IT enabled education. So that change, 2006, 2007 IT revolution, is also taken care of in this policy. To summarize, this policy is a continuum of policies. Whatever was left over in earlier policies, that is also taken care. Whatever national level policy changes or transformational changes took place, that is also taken care. Whatever happened at international level, global agreements, India's commitment to the world, so those commitments have been taken care. IT revolution changes have been taken care. So this document is a journey document. So what is the takeaway for this last few minutes discussion? That please understand that it is a part of journey. So indeed, it is a part of national journey. It is the part of whole world's journey. Whatever global commitments are there, whatever national commitments are there, whatever national policies are there. So to encompass all those policies, changes, this policy document is, you can say, prepared. And please understand, this policy, draft policy, was prepared by the great scientist, ISRO scientist and his team, Dr. Kasturi Rangan. So he has taken, and that team has really done wonderful work in taking our education system at par with global changes and at par with 21st century needs. So with this background of journey, let us understand what we are now entering into that draft policy. When this policy was formed, Dr. Kasturi Rangan sir and his team has pointed out major problems which were currently faced by higher education system in India. Out of that, relevant for our today's discussion, very clearly they have mentioned these are the major problems and some solutions will be provided through policy. What are those problems? That higher education ecosystem is severely fragmented. What does it mean? We have fragmented right from early, say from 10th onwards only. Humanities stream, commerce stream, technical stream, vocational stream, engineering stream, science stream. And even though there is one unit, one college, one university having humanities, arts, science, commerce, you can say program, but they were so much working in silos, in isolated, that expertise of commerce people in the same institute, some of the great literary figure in the humanities and arts department, some of the best laboratories and inventions and research carrying out in science laboratory is not known to other, forget about student, even faculty of one stream does not know the strength and excellency of in the other department. To that extent, everything was fragmented, and our education system, particularly higher education system, was working in independent silos as if they are immune for other things. And this committee has pointed out that that is the major flaw in our higher education system. So they have made provisions to overcome that barriers, those silos, make it more flexible, make it more permeable for each other. Friends, all of us will agree. Yes, once upon a time, we were very distinctly in silos ways we were living in higher education ecosystem, and this has led the damaged future of many generations of our students. So, whatever provisions are given in this policy to break those silos and make it more integrated, I think everybody of us will appreciate and accept that change. Second observation was, which is relevant for our today's discussion, is the committee has said that very less emphasis is given on cognitive skills and outcomes. Yes, we never had, particularly in academic stream education, we were more towards only academic education. Skills, behavior, which we call it as complete education, they were completely absent in our system. Complete focus was only on theories, laws, processes, and what we generally call as theoretical education or academic education. But need of then, because now we are in 21st century, so need of 21st century skills was not met through our education system and higher education system. So once we agree, so what is provided is provide those vocational skills, additional skills, give emphasis on experiential learning rather than only theoretical learning. That is the solution. So if we accept, yes, whatever problem Kasturi Rangan Sir committee has pointed out is correct, and we should correct it. That is the spirit. And learning outcomes, we never had working towards outcome-based working. We used to work on input and processes based, or at the most output, but not outcome. There are two different things.
You see, uh, the NEP, it aims to provide equity and social justice by bridging the gaps, through special policies for girls, for SC, ST, OBCs, and differently able person. Quality and excellence. Now, see, assessment methodologies, development of teacher as well as students, affordability. The money should not be constrained for the student who want to learn. Nowadays, government has provided a lot of scholarship as well as support for everyone from from people from every society. So let's discuss the fifth part. This fifth part we are going to discuss is research and development. We'll discuss in detail. Let's move to that. So what is current status? This is the current status of research and development in India. This graph shows the R&D, the spend of R&D, the spend of on R&D by different countries. As you can see here, South Korea spent the expense of South Korea is the highest, and the least we have least. You see, we spent only 0.66% of our GDP on or education. This is the lowest among major economies. So all major economies are mentioned here: South Korea, Israel, USA, Germany, China, Brazil, and India. So we have lowest, spend, and also we ranked 40th. If we discuss the global innovation index, what is global innovation index? GII. You see, it is an index. See, that measures the technology development, creation, innovation by a particular country. It has there is an organization, WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization. WIPO has devised 158 parameters. Based on that, it calculates the GII, Global Innovation Index of each and every countries. So currently we ranked, where we stand at the 40th position. And the NEP what it aims us to reach into top 5 by year 2030. Okay. Also, there is another significant difference from other nation is we have only 800 researcher per million. while other developed countries, they have more than 4,000 researchers per million. You see, we are very much behind from all those countries. That's why NEP is focusing on this NEP 20 implementation. Another significant difference is the private sector and only 30%, only 36% of the total spend, जो भी total spend हमारे यहाँ हो रहा है, so the private sector is contributing only 36% of that's in that spend, and in other developed countries, the contribution of private sector is more than 65%. And the academic publication, our numbers are very high. We are publishing, a very large number of research paper, but citation impact is very low. What does it mean? It means since there is a gap between industry and academia, there is a silo. There is a silo. That's why the researcher, they are able to see the actual industry problem. The industry people, they are unable to contact the researchers to solve their problems. So that's why research is being conducted, but they are not being actually used by they are not being generalized. They are not beneficial to all. That's why the citation impact is very low. So the NEP, what does it wants? It wants to resolve these issues. So let's discuss this R&D pillar, the overview. What is the overview? What is the architecture? So the significance of this R&D, it can be stated from the fact that NEP has entire chapter for this. NEP dedicates an entire chapter. All other, it has 5 pillars. All other pillars, they doesn't have that much of size. But this for this R&D, NEP has dedicated entire chapters, and to devise different policies, different infrastructure, different schemes to build a world-class research and innovation ecosystem in India. So what this pillar wants, it wants to change how the research is funded, how the research is conducted, and how the policies are being governed as well as being applied. So that's what this R&D pillar is all about. Let's see what these are. So what was happening earlier? There was a limited emphasis on research. We already know everyone was focused on teaching by memorization, learning by memorization only. There was a very limited emphasis on research. That's why you can see the industries are paying very less on R&D. They are just copying. वो क्या करते हैं? Foreign में the foreign companies, the technology that they are using, the devices that they are using, the policies that they are following. The Indian companies, what they do, they are focusing on copying those companies. They don't focus on R&D. That's what educational institutes were doing nowadays, because the government policies were less, they have given very less emphasis on research. Also, the research were concentrated in few institutions, means only IITs and ITs, ISCs, a few central universities. They were only, they are only conducting the meaningful research, and all of others are focusing on, teaching only. Research was less approached area. Also, there was, if I talk about the funding, there was there was very inadequate funding support. There were many organizations. No one knows which organization to contact. As if someone contacts and file a proposal, the evaluation time was very long, and there was a very high chance. Rejection rate was very high. And due to continuous rejection, many of the researchers, they stopped doing research. So this NEP, it wants to change that. It wants to change those scenarios, and it has shifted. It wants to shift our focus from limited resources to robust innovation ecosystem. So there is a single body that is known as NRF, National Research Foundation, that by contacting it has different policy that to provide funding for your research. There is also this policy is promoting interdisciplinary research. It means amalgamation of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, art, technology, social science, all. Interdisciplinary research government is focusing. Also, the research culture is now it is part of all higher educational institute, not only a few institutions. Nowadays, whether it is a private organization, whether it is a government institution, everyone has to play its role for research and innovation, research developing the research ecosystem or society. आइए देखते हैं कैसे करते थे. So what are the key objectives? जैसा हमने mention किया, this NEP, what does it want? It wants to establish a global competitive research culture. It wants to increase our R&D expenditure at least up to 2% by 2030 and 6% of GDP by 2040. It has created already, not create, it has already created a National Research Foundation. हम इसे अनुसंधान ANRF के नाम से भी जानते हैं, अनुसंधान National Research Foundation, to fund and coordinate quality research. Also, it aims to foster industry academia partnership, multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary research, mixing STEM as well as humanities. Also, internationalization of education through global collaboration. This is another focus of this NEP. Building a robust researcher pipeline from undergraduate to upward. Also, leveraging advanced tools and technologies to accelerate the research productivity. These are the basic 8 objectives of R&D pillars. And this R&D pillar has further 6 subcomponents, and all these components we are going to discuss. Okay, let me see. Okay, we have 1 hour. Okay, ठीक है, हो जाएगा. So the first of the subcomponents is NRF. Research. Second one is research infrastructure. Third one is industry academia partnership, innovation and entrepreneurship, multidisciplinary research, and international collaboration. We are going to discuss all these 6. Again, I'm asking, is my slide visible to you, guys? Are you listening? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for responding. So let us discuss the first subcomponent, that is National Research Foundation. What is this? It is a body that that provides funding and aims to grow and promote research across all disciplines in India. So earlier, you see why. Let's discuss the importance of this NRF. Earlier, क्या था? Earlier, pre-NRF scenario में, we have more than 50 agencies such as DSC, DBT, DCSR, ICR. There are more than 50 plus agencies for funding. And if you are working some interdisciplinary field, you will be confused which agency to approach. Since earlier there was no single body, earlier there was no single apex body to coordinate all these this funding and all those things. Because of this there were a lot of duplication of effort. क्या हो रहा था कि researcher they have to approach to multiple agencies, है ना? And there was a rejection, and time the time for evaluation was very high. And since there was no single apex body, there was a possibility that most of the critical areas they go underfunded, and most of the less critical area they receive most of the fundings. Also, there was a there was a poor linkage between academic research as well and industry application. The universities, most of the universities, they were excluded. Most of the private universities as well as central universities, they were excluded from the major research grant. Traditionally, these grants were being granted only to IITs and IITs and ISCs. Okay, so the system was very slow. The funding, if you receive the funding, the distribution of money, or the evaluation, it was very slow. So this kind of situation, it is not good for if you want to develop a research ecosystem in India. Then the system was not appropriate. So that's what the NRF, National Research Foundation, NEP 2020 wants to change. There is a single apex body for research funding. Irrespective of the field you are working, there is a single apex statutory body where you can approach for if you want to get a grant. There is a peer-reviewed, merit-based, competitive grant system. See, earlier kya tha, there was a bias. Earlier there was a bias that if you belongs to an IIT and NIT and IC, then you'll get the grant easily. And if you belong to some private organization, your proposal will get rejected. But nowadays the situation has changed. It has a submission system which is peer reviewed and which is fast tracked, and where the grant is provided on the merit basis, not on the basis of your past record. So that's why nowadays everyone has equal opportunity. Whether it is a government organization, a private organization, um, they can approach to this body if they want to contribute into the research and development. Interdisciplinary, when हमने बात की, it aims to contribute, develop interdisciplinary research culture in society. It also provide a way to collaboration between industry as well as research. Also, it aims to facilitate international collaborative research, means collaboration between Indian institute and from researcher from foreign institutions. So nowadays, since this it is very streamlined, it is very transparent. Anyone can approach, anyone can access, and in a very in a very short span of time, they can get their grants. So what is the major objective? Funding quality research projects, building research capacity in universities, encouraging innovation and entrepreneurship, promoting industry academia. ये हमने बात किया. Okay, what is the structure? NRF governance structure यहाँ पे mentioned है. We have a governing board which is chaired by the PM of India, and then there is a executive council containing CEO as well as secretariat. Then which has 4 main divisions: science and technology, social science and humanities, arts and culture, arts, culture and language division. Then there is a industry linkage division. So this is the structure that's for governing and managing all the activities in NRF. This is the budget. This is the funding plan and target of NRF from in between these 5 years. So in 23-24, you see somewhere around government funding was somewhere around 2,000 crores. And this red color shows the private funding. See, the private funding was very lesser, somewhere around 4 to 5,000 crores. Now see, year-wise, there is significant growth in government funding as well as the contribution of industry and private funding. So what does it aim? It aims to see, we have only 2,000 crores of investment, and this NEP, the government, it wants to increase the total budget for increase up to 50,000 crore, where the government share will be 72%, and the private organization, their contribution will be 28%. And the annual, what is the annual target? What is the annual? Every annual target, what we want to achieve? We want to achieve 10,000 crores spent every year. At present, but how much we are spending? 2,000 crores. And now 26-7, we have reached somewhere around this. And by next year, government is aimed to increase this annual target by 10,000 crores. So this is the current situation as well as the funding plan of NRF. So let's discuss the different types of grant and the primary research area that is being prioritized. So there are AI and data technologies, clean energy and climate, agricultural and food security, health and biomedical sciences, water, sanitation and environment, advanced manufacturing, cybersecurity, space technologies, and social sciences and policy research. These are the major, most these are the areas which are being prioritized for research. And there are many types of research. We'll discuss a few of those. There is a project grant for defined research problem. If the research problem is already defined, means जैसे ARG बोलते हैं इसको, ARG and CRG, हम बात करेंगे इसके बारे में. There are project grants for 3 and 5 year duration. There are seed grants for early career researchers. There are infrastructure grants for development of lab and purchase of equipment and development of research facilities at universities. There are fellowship grants, postdoctoral fellowship, PhD scholarship, as well as overseas fellowship. Means if you want to go outside for higher studies, there are overseas fellowship are also available. Then there are industry link grant. In this is here it is co-funded, means by industry as well as by government. Here the outcome is being shared by both of outcome of the research. It will be shared by both government as well as industry. So let's discuss it. What are the different, these grant types are dispersed in the following categories. The first is research and development projects, fellowships and career development grants, Maha program, special initiative and inclusivity schemes, and institutional capacity building and center of excellence. These are the different funding categories under NRF of NEP. आइए किक करके देखते हैं. तो रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट, द फर्स्ट वन, रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट. सो इट हैज you see three, it provides grant under three categories. The first one is ARG, advanced research grant. Second one is CRG, and third one is critical raw materials research program. So in ARG, it is, you see, in ARG, what is ARG? Advanced research grant is provided if your research problem has already defined, and you want to use available technologies and all those things to solve that practical problem. Then that kind of funding comes under the category of ARG. But while CRG, it doesn't actually focus on solving a problem. It focuses on developing knowledge, identifying new theories. This kind of. So this comes under the category of core research grant. Also, if you are developing some new materials such as nanomaterials and smart materials and all those things, if you are working on those 2D material, two-dimensional material are there, semiconductor material. If you are working on those, then these materials, they are very important for nowadays advanced electronics as well as new machines and equipment. That's why there is a specific raw materials research program is there that provide funding for exploring scarce material and strategic minerals. So these are the three most important categories under research and development project. Let's all these जो हमने बात किया, it is mentioned here. So for ARG, हमने बात किया, it is investigator driven. You want to solve a problem. Who are the beneficiaries? Faculty members can apply, scientists can apply, as well as research teams. You see, research teams can apply. CRG here, it supports. See, here it is for teams. This is mostly for teams only. And CRG, it supports for individual researchers as well. It also aims to develop independent research program. If you don't have a team, you can go for CRG as well. And here the focus is to solve the problem, to find a new solution, to develop the technologies. But here in CRG, this is not the issue. The focus is to develop new theories. Identify, explore unexplored areas, and the output comes in the terms of high quality publication, patent and innovations, and capacity building in educational institute. And here in ARG, what was the key outcome? Outcomes shows in the form of new technologies, new solutions, and new products, all those things, right? And in critical raw material, मैंने बताया कि those who are strategic raw materials, जैसे rare earth minerals हैं, strategic minerals हैं, advanced materials, resources who are very scarce and available in very limited quantities, quantities. So these comes under the different categories. Then the second one is the fellowships and career development programs. So in this category, we have a few schemes are mentioned here. PMECRG, Prime Minister Early Career Grant Research Grant. So in this, what is this? This is designed to any early stage researcher, whether it is a PG student or just those who are just submitted their PhD. So they can approach for this PMECRG, if they want to conduct research. Then there is a postdoctoral fellowship. This is provided to recent PhD graduate, a financial support to carry out research for at least 2 years. Then there is NSC and JCB JCBO's grant. These grants, Digital Science Chair and NSC and JCBG, these grants are for senior scientists. Those are performing exceptionally well. This scheme are for those scientists. What is the purpose? Why we are doing this? What we are trying to do? We are trying to retain our talent. So most of the field, what happens? A scholar gets a degree, completes a PhD or higher education. What does it do? So the first thing it leaves for the country. The person goes to some other countries, some developed countries for better living, better. NEP also wants to resolve the situation. They want to brain gain. What do we call it? Brain gain. They want to, to call those talent back to our India. That's why these policies are being devised to retain our talent in our country. Then the third one, Maha program, the mission mode program. Let's discuss Maha. Maha में क्या था? हाँ, Maha में we have a solution oriented research and cross sector. It focuses on solution oriented research and cross sector collaboration. जैसे इसमें से क्या electrical mission, electric EV mission. Now you see the fuel policy is now being changed. Every day there is a new, you see, and the government aim. अभी मैंने एक news पढ़ी कि अब 2000 ये 2028 और 2030 के बाद से कोई भी पेट्रोल व्हीकल का रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं होगा. So government, what does the government want to do? It is fully switching towards electrical vehicle. So if everyone is trying to develop advanced technologies for electrical vehicle, because see battery technologies are being improved day by day. So this is if you want to solve a problem, if you want to improve the existing technologies. So for that kind of research, this Maha program is being designed. Also, there is a medtech mission. Medtech mission means if you want to working on medical devices and technologies, then this is the scheme that you should apply for. Then there is a AI for science and engineering, application of artificial engineering, AI for different discipline of science. Then there is 2D innovation hub, means there are this is program for funded the research that is being conducted on two-dimensional material. Two-dimensional materials such as you see graphene, TMD, transition metal dichalconides, nitroelectronide, nanoelectronics, energy storage materials, sensors. All this comes under 2D materials categories. So these are the four different categories of mission mode program. So here, the specific feature, the key features for this is here. For EV mission, there must be the collaborator. You must have a collaborator from the industry. Also, the investment from industry is a must. You need if you have industry collaborator that is ready to invest in your research, then obviously you can get the government grant. And here mission made that it focuses on healthcare technologies, AI for science and engineering, the different areas of science and technologies. Then there are some special grants such as IRG, Inclusivity Research Grant. It aims to it empowers the researchers that those are from marginalized group, underrepresented communities such as SC, ST, marginalized, those who are very poor, those are see. Overall, it means that though it wants to approach each one of them. It must provide access the research the funding to access of funding to each one of them, whether he is from underrepresented communities or from a marginalized group. Then there is Sir Power Grant. This category, this Sir Power Grant category, it is designed especially for women researchers. Women, it is about women empowerment. You see, across any academy, if a woman is working across any academic institution, wants to carry out a research in any of the field that we discuss, whether it is from science, engineering, education, technologies, social science, humanity, they can apply through this Sir Power. Then there is a catalytic partnership program here. This catalytic partnership program here, what is this program for? This program is for conducting symposium, workshop, seminars, conferences, faculty development program. Kaise? By to promote collaboration and networking among the different communities, industries, as well as in educational institute. So these were the special initiative. Then there are also a few of the programs are mentioned here, such as COE. Convergence is just a center of excellence. So nowadays, all education institute they are encouraged to develop center of excellences in different area of area priority, such as environment, energy, or robotics. Different key areas. RDI fund. RDI fund is available. RDI funds is available for to develop technology and develop technology readiness level. है ना? Technology readiness level means what does it mean? See, not every technology can be has the capability to adapt over time. Okay, the earlier technologies, those we call as legacy system. Legacy system, or they are not compatible with new technology. So what everyone has to do, they have to throw those system out, and then they have purchase new system. But nowadays everyone organized as well, organizations, whether from industry and education, what they are trying to do, they are focusing on developing technologies and systems. Those are adaptive. Those can be modified, or those can be adopted. Those can be adaptable in future. So such kind of, if you are working on this kind of research, then you can approach for this RDI fund. So what is the purpose here for RDI? RDI, the purpose of RDI is to accelerate commercialization. Means if you are developing something, it should be it can be sold to market, could be implemented in the industries. So it's to support technology deployment, as well as to propose translational research. Translation means research means from lab to market. If you are developing something in lab, it should be translated to the market in terms of product. So this is what this RDI funding is for. Center of excellences, those prioritized area. Here we have a long-term funding support is provided by government, and trying to find solution for all the area priority. Just say climate change. You see all the drastic impact of climate change. You already know sustainable development of societies, advanced manufacturing, public health, national security and technology. All these the areas that are being prioritized. If there is a problem, you aim to find a practical solution to that problem, then it can be you can receive funds here from center of excellence. Now these funding that we are talking about, they can be divided into 4 categories. There are seed grants, there are standard research grants, there are center of excellence grant, and there are mission oriented research grants. तो सीड ग्रांट में क्या होता है कि जो अभी हमने बात किया अर्ली स्टेज रिसर्चर्स के लिए और यंग रिसर्चर्स को एनकरेज करने के लिए, द गवर्नमेंट इज ऑफरिंग 5 to 25 lakhs for a period of 1 to 2 year durations. Now in SRG, the typical funding aims from 25 lakhs to 2 crores. So this here it is it comes under the ARG and CRG. अभी हमने बात किया था ARG, CRG and new material. All those comes under this SRG. Now this third one, a center of excellence, the government is providing a funding of rupees 5 to 50 crore for a period of 5 to 10 years for different educational institutions to develop their own center of excellences. Then there are mission oriented research grants, जिसे हमने बात किया. To what are these? These grants are these are provided for solving any national problems, such as if you are working in all the areas of priorities: artificial intelligence, climate change, water security, agriculture, healthcare, all those areas of priority. If you are working on those, you can get the grant here. So these are the 4 most important funding architecture for NRF. The second category was research ecosystem. So ecosystem means the environment in which you are working. So what does the NEP intends to? NEP has divided all the educational institute and research universities into 3 types: type 1, type 2, and type 3. Guys, are you listening? Am I audible to you? Is my slides visible to you? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Very few responses. Okay. ठीक है. So all the educational institute, they are dividing into three types. The first one is RIUs, research intensive universities. Second is teaching intensive universities, and the third one is autonomous degree granting colleges. Here, the first one is RIUs. They although they're teaching, they're they mostly focus on conducting research. And teaching intensive university, they focus on teaching, but they also conduct meaningful departmental research. This research intensive, they place more emphasis on advanced research, innovation, and knowledge creation. Here, teaching intensive university, they teach, they mostly teach, but also conduct meaningful departmental research. The third one, ADGCs. They are autonomous multidisciplinary college. They focus on teaching on granted degrees. They are autonomous degree granting colleges. So they are empowered to grant degrees independently without being affiliated to university. They focus on granted degrees only. The research are being conducted here at type 1 and at type 2 university, RIUs and TIUs. So as we discussed, what is the academy objective? RIUs, they promote, they want, the aim is to develop future researcher innovators, to provide world-class multidisciplinary education, and to promote critical thinking and problem solving among all the students. So if we discuss about the key characteristics of these RIUs, research intensive universities, so they have a very strong, as we discussed, they have very strong research orientation. This is the one of the central issue, one of the central aim of these institutions. They focus on applied research as well as the fundamental research, interdisciplinary and translation. All field of research they are working. Fundamental research, they are focusing on finding new theories, new knowledges regarding a system. They are applied. They are and they are also applying those theories into into actual practical implementation. They are they are mixing different disciplines, to carry out research. Also, the research, these research, they are being transferred to the industries. They also, in addition to this very strong research orientation, they have a comprehensive academic programs. They teach undergraduate program, PG program, doctoral program, as well as postdoctoral research. But all these research, all this education, these are multidisciplinary. Here, they have a multidisciplinary structure. All the student researchers, and work across the discipline, different. They work together. The mixing could be AI in healthcare, environmental science and policy, economics and data science. And engineering and sustainability. What it shows? It shows the mixing of two different disciplines to carry out research. So. Also, the RIUs, they aim to establish collaboration with international universities, research laboratories, industries, and government agencies in order to conduct research. And what is the final aim? The final aim is to publish high quality papers, to develop patents, to develop startups, and to transfer technologies to industries, and to increase the citation. These are the main aim of RIUs. Okay, let's discuss something about TIUs. Teaching, as the name indicates, teaching intensive universities. Their focus is to develop excellent undergraduate and postgraduate student. Why? To improve their employability and professional competence. You see, it is extremely different from RIUs. RIUs were focused upon developing critical thinking and promote innovation. Now TIUs, they focus on developing undergraduate and excellent undergraduate and postgraduate students, and to improve their employability as well as the competence. यहाँ पे researcher, they also conduct departmental research. See, they are not multidisciplinary. Earlier it was multidisciplinary. Now it was departmental oriented to solve any local or regional problems, to conduct departmental research. See, earlier RIUs, they were focusing on international collaboration. Here it is promoting the faculty and student research participation. Here, see, as in comparison to the previous one, which promotes global engagement. Now here it is somewhat local. The research is being conducted at departmental or local level. So this is the characteristics, as because these universities are teaching centered. So more emphasis is on curriculum delivery, student mentoring, skill development, and holistic education. The research activity is moderate here. Research is being encouraged, but it is not a dominant mission. It is being conducted at local level for regional development. Multidisciplinary program, also different educational program are here. We have discussed all this. Let's move ahead. Then there are ADGs. So since ADG doesn't participate in research, they are focused on providing degrees. So that's why we are not going to discuss this. We have discussed. So what we are discussing the research ecosystem. There, according to NEP, all these educational universities and institutions, they were divided into three different types: RIUs, TIUs, and ADCGs. So most of the research is being conducted at RIUs and then TIUs. So ADCGs, autonomous degree granting colleges, they don't participate in research activities. So type 1 and type 2 we discussed. Let's move ahead. So here a comparison among all the three types of institute are mentioned here. So here, RIU, research intensive university, their primary focus is research and teaching. TIUs, teaching intensive university, they are teaching and limited research, and ADCGs, they are mostly focused on teaching only. So research intensity we talk about, RIUs have very high, TIUs have very moderate, and ADCG have very low. PhD program, these are very extensive, these are very selective in TIUs, and in ADCG they are very limited. So this is the ecosystem that the government is promoting by classifying the industries, educational institute to these three categories. Now the next subcomponent of is research infrastructure. So according to the NEP, this to conduct to develop the research and education ecosystem, what you need a research infrastructure that support, you need a support system that that offers every kind of support for conducting research. So according to NEP, all this support system, it has been divided into three categories: digital infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and human infrastructure. So let's discuss these one by one. All these three categories of support system. These are very important. So digital infrastructure, what does it contain? It contains technological ecosystem. Digital infrastructure refers to technological ecosystem that supports research, innovation, collaboration, knowledge sharing, and data management. So so this digital system, it is as important as physical laboratories, because in nowadays industry 4.0, 5.0, in the era of artificial intelligence, this digital infrastructure, this is almost as important as physical laboratories. इसमें होता क्या है? See, there are different components of digital infrastructure. You must have a high speed internet and network connectivity, and then you must have digital libraries and e-resources to collect research material. हम डिस्कस करेंगे इसके बारे में. इसमें क्या होता है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिपोजिटरीज होते हैं, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डेटाबेसेस हैं, गवर्नमेंट के कुछ लाइब्रेरीज हैं, जैसे NDLI है, शोध गंगा है, शोध सिंधु है, देन there are other resources as well. We'll discuss it. Then high performance computing. The third part is high performance computing. What is high performance computing? Here as you can see here, this piece, this image indicates, multiple computers, multiple high speed computers are connected together to develop high performance computing. ये जो speed होती है in teraflops. Teraflop क्या होता है? 1 trillion floating points per second. अभी जैसे आप लोग 1 ट्रिलियन फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट्स मतलब जैसे एडिशन करना है, 1 फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट हुआ, सब्सट्रैक्शन सेकंड फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट, इंटीग्रेशन थर्ड फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट. सो ऑल दिस इंडिविजुअल एक्टिविटी that performed during calculation, so these are called floating points. So you see the speed of this high PC computing is being speed of counting speed is being represented by in teraflops. 1 teraflop is 1 trillion floating points per second. And now these systems have hundreds of the speed is in 100 teraflops. So this kind of device, you see, any complex to complex situation, they can solve in seconds. Then there is a digital research management system. Digital research management system means there must be an information system digital information system that can manage manage project monitoring, grant management, publication tracking, patent management, as well as all the ethical approvals. जैसे इन्फ्लुएंट गांधीनगर ने शुरू किया है एक आई थिंक शोध चक्र. देयर इज अ शोध चक्र. बाय यूजिंग शोध चक्र you can all the research being conducted by all the PhDs which is being conducted at your or institute. You can keep track of which student is working on which topic, whether what is the current situation, how much semester he has passed, whether he has published a research paper or not, who is his supervisor, what kind of contribution he is making, whether he is leading or lagging from his target. So all this kind of management, it can be done through a research. This is one of the type of digital research management systems such as Shodhganga. Then there is a data repositories for data storage, sharing, and data preservation, and also to promote open. Government of India is now promoting open access research. It is aiming to provide. Earlier, you see, if you want to if you want to download a paper, you need to pay. You need to either subscribe or pay a certain amount of money for downloading a particular paper. But nowadays, government is promoting on open access research. Most of the research papers you will be it's just a matter of time that you will be able to download most of the papers without paying a single dime. Then the sixth one is virtual laboratories. So this is also one of the significant part. Here you can perform virtual simulations. Any scenario, any product manufacturing, you can monitor its performance before actual manufacturing, right? So this is virtual simulation. You can perform your remote experimentation without going to the actual site. You can perform the experimentation here, right? Also, you can. This is a way. This is one of the way to develop different competencies without actually spending money and time on the actual material, right? So these are the different components of digital infrastructure: high-speed internet, digital libraries and resources, high-performance computing, digital research management systems, research data repositories, as well as virtual laboratories. So nothing that we have discussed here. It is here written here. What kind of in high-speed internet? What do we need? We need a high bandwidth internet, campus-wide Wi-Fi, dedicated research network, as well as NKN, National Knowledge Network. Digital libraries, there are many digital libraries are available. You can approach. If you talk about government library, there are Shodh Sindhu, NDLI, Shodh Ganga, Krishi Course, Niche Care, eGyan Course. These are the websites that you can approach and you can download learning material free, which is open to all. In addition to that, there are academic generalized databases such as Google Scholars, Scopus database, Web of Science, GSTOR, Science Direct, EBSCO, Focus. These are the databases that that contain all the research paper and study material from different disciplines. you can search for downloading. However, most of them are not free. Just say Google Scholar is free, and all others, Scopus, Web of Science, GST or Science Direct, EBSCO host, ProQuest. ProQuest is also free, but not others. Others are not free. But yeah, after a few years, after before reaching 2040, it will be free. The government aims to provide open access research. If you discuss about the academic databases, subject specific, so you can see different groups. For medicine and life sciences, for engineering, technology, education, business and economics, there are different categories of database server. You must have already know about all those things. So let's not discuss it much further. In addition to these databases, we have research data repositories. Every educational institute, IITs, ISC, they have their own libraries. They have institutional data repositories. You can access by taking permission, their permission from the competent authorities. You can, guys, please mute yourself. Hello.
ट्रेन मध्ये ना लोकल जास्त असतात. ते लोकल म्हणजे काय की त्या सगळ्या स्टॉप घेत करतात. त्यांना लोकल म्हणतात. सगळे स्टॉप घेतात आणि आपले एक्सप्रेस वगैरे काय ते मेन स्टॉप घेतात. पण त्या
प्लीज म्यूट yourself.
ते आपले एक्सप्रेस त्यांना पण मागे सोडतात.
Yeah, this kind of behavior is not acceptable. If you don't want to learn, just leave this session. Don't you are wasting others' time. Pawanji, if you don't want to attend, please leave. Don't be here just for the sake of attendance and getting certificate that you will receive. Is that clear? Shall we proceed further? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we were discussing this research data repositories. So by taking permission from competent authorities, you can access these repositories and download research papers and experimental data and findings. Then again, there are others. There's CUSAT, central. There are many central universities and research laboratories are also there. They have their own data repository. You can access those repositories if you have necessary permission. ये हमने बात किया हाई परफॉर्मेंस कंप्यूटिंग के बारे में. देन डिजिटल रिसर्च मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम ने शोध चक्र के बारे में बात किया. शोध चक्र, that is one of the type of digital research management system, an initiative of implemented Gandhinagar for managing PhD research across any institute. Let's move ahead. Virtual laboratory means हमने बात किया, you can perform remote experimentation, virtual simulation without and you can gain training without going to industry. You can in a virtual environment you can experiment in every types of scenario, है ना? Then there is a physical. There were three categories then of research infrastructure. The first one was digital infrastructure. Now there is physical infrastructure. Now, what the physical infrastructure refers to? Physical infrastructure, it refers to the all the tangible facilities, whether it is equipment, whether it is space and building, to conduct research and innovation activities. So there are if we discuss about the components, then there will be advanced research laboratories for different fields. Then there are center of excellences are also part of physical infrastructure. Then there are innovation and incubation centers. Every government is also facilitating the establishment of incubation center through different education institute. Then research parks and innovation hub. It is a place. It is a place where universities, industries, startups, and government agencies all they work together for what? For development of technology, for transferring the technologies, for commercialization, for industry collaboration, for national development, and for employment generation. All different stakeholders, they are combined together to develop our country. This is known as research part. So all these four are part of physical infrastructure. Then again, there are Earlier we were discussing about the digital libraries and learning resource centers. Nowadays here are these are physical libraries. Also, common instrumentation facilities means in if you discuss if this research parks. So there are experimental facilities which can be shared by all, है ना? Which can be shared. Resource sharing, resource pooling, resource sharing. That's what we call it. So even those organizations who doesn't have any advanced technology, they can also have access if they have developed this kind of innovation hubs and parks. Now let's discuss about the third one, the third constituent of the infrastructure, that is human infrastructure. Human means people. What does it mean? Human means people who create, support, manage, and utilize the research system, both whether it is physical infrastructure or whether it is digital infrastructure. So there are people who create these infrastructure, those who manage, and those who use the system. They are called as human infrastructure. Okay, so even though, so you see, the importance of human structure is so high that even if you have the best possible laboratories, best possible machines, equipments, and you don't have skilled human resources, if you don't have skilled human resources, then you cannot do research. The research output will be very low, because this is the human infrastructure that is responsible for developing and utilizing these laboratories and knowledge. Okay. So, what are the components of human structure in an educational institute? If you talk about, then so first of all, there are faculty researchers, there are industry experts and innovators, and there are research administrators. Administrator means these are those who provide, who define policy, those who are defining policies, those who are providing different supports. They provide grants, and different kind of intellectual different kind of permissions, compliance supports, and all those things. These are the administrators. Then there are research scholars, PhD scholars, SRF scholars are there. Then there are technical staff. These are staffs who are laboratory technician and other other specialist data technician, as well as operators and specialists. All those are also part of human structure. Then this is the leadership and governance. Vice chancellor, deans, directors, research coordinators, HODs, all these are the part of human structure system. Here the leadership and governance, they have what is their role? Their role is to make sure that the resources are available for grant. They are promoting, they are establishing partnership, they are promoting their research, they are committed towards the contribution of their contribution to enhance their contribution towards the country. They are providing enough levies to researchers, as well as to faculty researchers, as well as to research scholars, so that they can pay more and more attention towards learning, towards experimenting, and towards getting new knowledge. So these are the components of the human infrastructure for research and innovation. So a summary of all the three that we have heard is presented here. So this is the current. If we discuss it, guys, give me a minute, sir. Hello, 15 minute बाद 1 minute session 15 minute. Okay, so sorry. So this is the trend. This is the current trend of India in research, in terms of research publication. So if we talk about the rating, so we are globally, we are on 3rd position in terms of publications. But if you talk about the citation means if someone cites your research, if someone is using your research, I mean it means that your research is being acknowledged in terms of citation. Your research is being used. See, although we are on the 3rd position in terms of publication, but our citation impact is very low. But it is improving, as you can see from India. It is showing the publication record. It is being increased. In 2023, there were the patent file that were being filed about somewhere around 66,000 plus, and the number it were increased due to government policy. The number increased up to over 100,000 in patent filing in 2024, and in 2025 the number has further increased up to 1,43,729 in terms of patent filing. And the government wants to improve further, follow this trend to continue this trend and to increase this the target by 230 up to 600k papers per year, 600,000 paper per year. Government wants to achieve this kind of target. So how this is possible? This is possible by implementing all these criteria that it is discussing. By open access mandate, by technology platform, by knowledge translation. So, so how this target will be achieved? This target will be achieved through this, by open access. The government is aiming to provide all the research is ensure that all research are available for open access. There is a national institutional repository under NIR, under UGC, that is accessible to all. All the APC, all the processing charger of if there is a you are publishing in open access journal or hybrid access, there is an APC, so you can get a waiver. Government is also intent to provide waivers for enhanced publication. Then there are preprint servers and open data repositories. Our government is aiming to develop these as well. कुछ preprint servers are already available. जैसे आपने सुना होगा archive से is a preprint server. Then there is SSRN is also a preprint server. What is preprint? So preprint means the paper. If you have written a paper and you are not sure whether the paper is good quality, and before publishing you want to improve it, then you can, if you want to do that, you can approve your paper to a preprint server. So वहाँ पे क्या होगा? Everyone can read your paper and provide you a feedback. Based on those feedback, you can improve the quality of the paper, right? Then there is a Spark India for collaboration partnership. Spark is a scheme for promotion, academic and research collaboration. So this Spark India is a scheme that promotes collaboration among Indian institutes, academic institute, as well as research institute, as well as industry. It also the government is also promoting this technology platform, academic band of credit. आप जानते होंगे. Then there is a national NDLI, national digital research libraries, research management systems, virtual labs. We have also discussed these things. Then also AI assisted literature review tools. There are many AI tools are available that can help you conduct good literature review, such as Research Rabbit, or we have a few I know that I use. Connected papers, Research Rabbit, connected papers, and Perplexity. These tools they can use, even Notebook LM. These tools can be used for your conducting literature review. Then these tools could be very, very helpful. So now see. Then the third, another component of this open access knowledge sharing ecosystem is knowledge translation. If the institution is creating knowledge, if they are developing technologies, if they are creating intellectual properties, then all the technology, they must be transferred. There are officers, those who manage the transfer of these technologies to industries. Where there are offices for patent filing and IP management. There are support system for startup and spin-off. Startup to सबको पता है. If you have developed something and you are starting a new company, then it is called a startup. What is spin-off? Spin-off means you already have a company, you are already working in a company, you want to introduce a new product, and you want to start a new subsidiary. If you want to start a new subsidiary, different subsidiary, then it is called as spin-off. Also, policy relevant research translation. So research, if you are translating the research, transferring the research from from industry to from academia to industry, or commercializing your IP, then it needs policies. So all the policies, all the rules and regulation, it must be developed at here. Also, local language knowledge dissemination. See, nowadays most of the colleges, they either teach in Hindi or English. These are the two most promised languages across India. The local language. See, there are a lot of local language knowledge that are not being utilized. But nowadays, the regional languages are also being encouraged to the use of this local language knowledge is also being encouraged nowadays. Now, next subcomponent of R&D system is industry. I think the time is over. Sir, do I have 10 more minutes? Sir, 10 मिनट और ले सकता हूँ क्या मैं? I think my time is already over. Can I take 10 more minutes?
Sir, I think that nobody is there from the host. I am the next resource person. You can continue till another 5 to 7 minutes, sir. My lecture is very much.
Thank you, sir. I'll conclude in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, no issue.
Then the next component of this R&D pillar is industry academic collaboration. The government is, establishing, contracting both education institute as well as industries to establish a rapport to promote this kind of, to create a vibrant ecosystem where where knowledge can be developed, new knowledge can be developed. There is so how what is the NEP has for this kind of collaboration framework. So there are different categories for this. There are let's have a discussion on this. There is a sponsored research, then there is a contract research category, then there is a collaborative R&D centers, development of collaborative R&D. Then there is a technology transfer licensing mechanism. There are internship placement linkages and startup and spin-off support. So these are the different framework for different categories. In sponsored research, both industry and government, both the industry as well as government, they collaborate and they fund the research. And the output, suppose you get, the output is a patent or technology. So the IP, because intellectual property, these are shared as per the agreement. An agreement is created at first key. If the 70% is government is contributing, 30% industry is contributing. So the IP the output of the this research project, how then it will be contributed, it has already decided. So here what will happen, the real problems, real world problem will be solved. In contractual research, it is something like payment for service model, means something like consultancy service. What you'll do, industry outsource their problem. If industry has a problem, it outsources to educational institute and research labs. And if you are solving, if the institution is solving industry's problem, then it will get payment for that. This comes under the category of contact research. Earlier the industry, since there were no connection between industry and academia, this kind of approach was not possible. But nowadays NEP is being facilitating this kind of activity. Then there is a collaborative R&D centers. Industries, universities, they are creating their shared R&D centers, such as, for example, Boeing and IIT has developed their collaborative R&D center. BOSC and ISC has developed their R&D center. They are co-funding, technology transfer in if any institution is developing any IP, it is for commercialization. It is being commercialized. It is being transferred to, how it will be transferred to the industry, how the revenue will be shared. It will be this comes under this category: technology transfer and licensing, intensive placements linkages. All the scholars, all the scholars as well as students, they are being transferred to for a 6 month or 1 year period for internship. To learn the actual practices. And also in this way they also get the chances of placement. Startup and spin-off we have already discussed. This is the current situation of expenditure contribution of different industries in our R&D expenditure. You see, The lowest is, we have lowest, this blue sign shows the expenditure by government, and this gray sign shows the expenditure by private organization. So you see, in the lowest contribution, only 18% of total expenditure is being spent by industries, private industries in pharma, and the highest is in IT, in information technology sector, 55% contribution. If we talk about the private, it was for industries. If you talk about the private sector share, they see only 36% of private organization are contributing to R&D, which is very, very lesser. In USA, 70 to 75% of private sector are computing. In South Korea, 80% of private sectors are contributing. In Japan, 75% of private sector computing, but India, it is very less, somewhere around only 36%. So we are targeting, the India is, we are targeting to increase it to 65%. At present, it is 36%, and the government want to increase it up to 65% by year of 2030. And what are the key barriers here? The key barriers is low IBA production confidence, lack of tax incentive, absence of academia, no shared IP network. Okay. Another category is innovation and entrepreneurship. Here, government is promoting entrepreneurial culture and innovative thinking. According to the policy, every institution, they should work. They should are comprises of these three layers: policy layer, institutional layer, student layer. All these three layers should work together for development of the university innovation system. So policy layer में क्या होता है? What is the policy layer? Policy layer is the one that provides devises all the regulatory framework, provide all the funding mechanism. It creates fundamental funding opportunities, investment regulation, all the incentives. So here, one of the scheme is AIM, Atal Incubation Center. Here, it provides up to 10 crore rupees for 5 years to develop incubation centers across universities. Then there are Startup India policies, there are national IPR policies, there are STICs, and then these are the policy layer. And then the second layer is institutional layer. This is where policy is converted into action. It includes all the infrastructure where all the government policies are being converted into action. So it includes physical infrastructure, innovation culture, research facilities, startup support system, as well as the collaboration between industry and academia. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है? The research knowledge is being converted into practical innovations. TBI, you already know. Here, Nidhi TBI scheme nowadays, TBI government is offering 10 crores, 5 to 10 crore rupees for developing incubation centers, and these incubation center, they can provide a seed grant of up to 50 lakh for for startups. Then government is also focusing development of CIEs, innovation hubs, and tinkering labs. The AIM also provides 20 lakhs to all selected schools, 10 lakhs for establishment, purchase of equipment, and 10 lakhs for operational expenses over a period of 5 years. Then there are few incubation programs and in addition to that, there are third student layer. What is student layer? It is the foundation of all innovation system. So here, student is the entrepreneurship orientation as well as innovation culture is being promoted by teaching these entrepreneurship oriented development courses, by developing ideas lab and makers lab, by providing student grants, startup grant up to 5 lakhs, and also developing a mentor scheme and venture exposure scheme for students. So by developing these three layers and by making sure that these three layers work together, a research ecosystem is supposed to be created. These are the current situation. GII, Gross Innovation Index, we are very low. You see, and rank is very high. We are at 40th, and we aim to go to top 10 up to by 2030. Number of unicorns are still very high, but the number we aim to increase the numbers further. And here the numbers are here. GII, we have at present we are at 40th, and by 2030 we aim to reach at top 10 position. Unicorns, what are unicorn? Unicorn is startup that is valued over $1 billion. So at present we have a very high, around more than 100 unicorns, and we want to government want to increase up to 1,500 of 500. Patents we have discussed it. At present we are somewhere around 65,000 patent. At 23 we were filing somewhere around 66,000 patents, and we have to increase it up to 150,000. Similarly, startups R&D expenditure. So these are the different schemes. As a summary of those schemes that the government is spending at a school level for development of innovation culture at school level, not just in higher education. Also, government is forced. Another subcomponent is multidisciplinary. So the government is now focusing on amalgamation of different research areas: social science, AI, sociology, technology, literature, science and policies, health and culture. So this is how NEP aims to build this research capacity by offering 4-year PG program, literature, arts and science, joint PhD program, developing research clusters, and multidisciplinary journals. Then there is Indian knowledge systems. Then there is the internationalization of research, means establishing MOUs with the international universities, allowing foreign campuses to come to India, mobility, research mobility, joint publications. So this is how government aims to increase their research capabilities. So there are still a lot to teach, but since the time is over, I'm concluding my session here. Thank you, guys. If you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Within this very time of 90 minutes span, you have collectively showed this global research and R&D, not only at the national level, but on the global perspective, and where the India, you have compared it in the show from our data-driven session, sir. So that was really fantastic. Friends, if you have any couple of questions, we will take. Either we can move for the next session. Sir, Inayatullah sir, Professor Inayatullah sir, one personal request is there. If you can share your PowerPoint presentation, either it is in the PDF format, so it will be enable us to upload on this UGC portal. So can
yes, of course, I will send it to you, sir, through email. Yes, of course, I will do that.
So yes, anyone has any questions? Either we can move for the next session. Time is already lagging behind. So, sir, I think we should conclude if you could permit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Somehow time was very low. I have prepared a lot of, but thank you, Rafi sir, for keeping the patience. I have taken you enough time. Please.
No issue, sir. It was a pleasure to hear you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I'm taking your leave now. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you so much. On behalf of all the organizers and participants, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Inayatullah sir for such a wonderful session. Really, it was a fantastic and data-driven session. And we have think that we have a lot of the opportunities in this R&D as well as the entrepreneurship and the startup. Definitely, sir, your inputs will be very valuable for us, and we will try to inculcate at our institution. With this, I once again extend my sincere thanks for your precious time and thought-provoking session here, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I think we should move for the next session. Professor Rafi, sir, shall we start, if you could permit? Hello, Professor Rafi, sir, shall we start, if you could permit? Hello, Professor Rafi, sir.
Yes, sir. Ankit, I am there.
Yeah. So shall we start, sir, if you could permit?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So friends, good afternoon once again. As we are moving towards the another part of the today's session. Friends, you know that the first session we have at most completed with the data-driven strategies. Now the next session is also depending upon all the ecosystem of higher education. and what is the role of this HEI in the development of society. We are going to discuss this much important aspect with the help of one of our renowned and scholarly expert in this field of higher education ecosystem, Professor Mohammad Abdul Rafi sir. Sir, first of all, I extend my warm welcome on behalf of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center and College of Engineering and Technology, Bamburi, Jalgaon. Friends, Professor Rafi sir is at present serving as the Associate Professor at this Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, situated in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, Maharashtra. Being faculty of this Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, he has the similar responsibility of the mission mode on his shoulder to train and sensitize and make aware the faculty members to make them able to adopt this national education policy at their institution levels and the grassroots level. Professor Rafi sir is basically belongs to the Faculty of Commerce and Management. Over 2.5 decades of experience in this field of higher education, Professor Rafi sir has significantly engaged in the teaching, learning, research, and particularly this faculty development. Professor Rafi sir has significantly designed and executed the n number of faculty development program with the faculty induction program, refresher courses, short-term courses, and specifically these, that is the National NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program, flagship program that is launched by the Ministry of Education. Professor Rafi sir is a recognized supervisor for the PhD program at the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and under his able guidance, 6 scholars have been completed their PhD degrees. Still, a couple of candidates are still pursuing their PhD program under his able guidance. He is scholarly as a scholarly researcher and prophetic researcher. Professor Rafi sir has published a number of numerous research articles in the reputed national as well as the international journal. He was the editor of the different peer-reviewed journals as well as the reviewer of the top reputed international and the national journal at the different publication houses. Friends, today I will going to talk not only enlighten, but we will make the dialogue on this very much important and the crucial aspect of this flagship program, that is the role of higher education in this society. So without taking too much time, sir, I once again extend my warm welcome to you on behalf of all the participants and the organizers. Please start with this session. So please.
Thank you. Thank you. So before moving on to the session, I would request all the participants to open the camera. All participants kindly open the camera so that there can be a one-to-one interaction between us, all participants.
Participants, kindly start your cameras first, then we will start with this.
So always it is an honor and pleasure for me to have an interaction with such a learned crowd. And it is nice to see that the UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, has a collaboration with Raisoni University, and they are conducting this NEP orientation and sensitization course. So all credit goes to under the able guidance of the director of the Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Professor Teek sir, and my friend Mr. Ankit ji, for their keen efforts in uplifting the teachers training program and conducting such NEP orientation and sensitization course. Again, I would request all the participants to ओपन द कैमरा. सभी लोग अपने कैमरा ओपन करें जो कंफर्टेबल है. इट इज अ रिक्वेस्ट. सभी लोग अपने कैमरा ओपन करें. So just I will share my screen. So before going into the lecture, I would like to quote Swami Vivekananda here. What were his thoughts on education in our country that education should be holistic and man-making, life-giving, and character-building. Also, education can unlock all the doors for a progress. A nation advances in proportion to the education and intelligence spread among the masses. So this was quoted by Swami Vivekananda. And coming back, friends, to this timeline of the higher education in our country post-independence. You see, in the year 1948, we had Radha Krishna Commission. In the year 1948, we had a Radha Krishna Commission. And you see that Radha Krishna Commission was formerly known as uh, University Education Commission, which was appointed by Government of India on November 4th, 1948, under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. And it was the first education commission of independent India established to reconstruct and overhaul the country's higher education system to suit its newly Servian needs. Also, the key objectives of this commission was to evaluate the existing state of Indian university education and aligning uh, the higher education with national development goals, democratic values, and civic duties. And also future framework to formulate a blueprint for academic research, professional courses, and quality standards. So what are the major recommendations? You see that institutional framework, establishment of University Grants Commission. You see that the Commission has recommended the central body to allocate, fund, and oversee academic standard, leading to the creation of the University Grants Commission in the year 1956. Then co-current list. You see that it also suggested placing university education on co-current list of constitution, so both the central and state government could manage it. And 12-year pre-university system, outlining to 12-year school and intermediate courses framework before entering into a 3 years bachelor degree program. And you see, friends, here that medium of instructions and language was also stressed by this commission, Radhakrishna Commission 1948, in that retention of English, advocated retaining English for higher scientific, technical, and legal education to ensure global integration. Regional languages. It also advised a phased transition towards regional and federal Indian languages as a medium of instruction. Also, faculty improvement and standard, teacher classification, organized university faculties into 4 distance categories, that what we have seen, like professor, readers, and lecturers and instructors, and also service conditions, urged a better salary, scales, service rules, and working condition to attract high quality academic talent. Also, the curriculum and social inclusivity, threefold education focus, that was balanced higher curriculum between liberal humanities, professional skills and values, and center, that is civic duties field. Rural university, it also recommended a rural university centered around local industry, agriculture, and reconstruction. Also, it has stressed more on women's education. You see that expanding infrastructure for women's education, safety, equal educational access for women in traditional man-made dominated institution. Then examination reform. You see that proposed substituting long essay type exams with modern scientific objective testing methodologies. So this was the Radha Krishna Commission for the year 1948 and 56. Then we had the University Grants Commission, UGC. 1956, the University Grants Commission was made. So why UGC, University Grants Commission? You see, friends, that the purpose was, first of all, it was an act passed by the Indian Parliament to set up the govern the universities. and mandate the Act charge the Commission with coordinating, determining, and maintaining the standard of higher education and teaching across India. Funding. It empowers the statutory bodies to recognize universities and it disburse public fund and financial grants to eligible colleges and institutions. And you see that when we are talking University Grants Commission, many of you must be familiar with the University Grants Commission till the year 2025, December 2025. We had University Grants Commission, and now the University Grants Commission has been taken over by the single regulator that is called as the Rashtriya Adhishashan Bill 2025. So then we had in the year 1964, we had the Kothari Commission. 1964 Kothari Commission we had. And you see that Kothari Commission was officially known as National Education Commission, was an ad hoc body appointed by Government of India to formulate coherent national patterns of education, chaired by Daulat Singh Kothari. Dr. Daulat Singh Kothari was the chairman of the University Grants Commission. Also, it was the first commission in India to review the entire education system comprehensively. And it was established in the year 1964, and it has submitted its report in the year June 29, 1966. And the motto was, or the core recommendation of this commission was the education structure. What we still see today is the 10+2+3 pattern, and also free and compulsory education for the age group from 6 to 14. Then also 3-language formula, recommended teaching the mother language, regional language, Hindi and English for another modern Indian European language to promote national integration. Then common school system advocated for an equality system where the children from all social sector study together to ensure equal opportunity. Then science and maths education, it proposes making science and mathematics compulsory until the secondary level. So investment, it also suggested increase in national expenditure on education to 6% of GDP, vocationalization, it emphasized technical and vocational training to link education with productivity. So this was the Kothari Commission for us. Then we had also the national education, first national education policy of the year. So then we had the first national education policy of the year 1968. This was the first national education policy in our country, which was formulated under the government of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And it aimed for radical restructuring of the education system to foster national integration, economic progress, and educational access. The policy was deeply rooted in the extensive recommendation of the Kothari Commission of 1964. Then you see that the key feature of this national education policy again of 1968 was free and compulsory education from 6 to 14. 6 साल से लेकर 14 साल तक के सभी के लिए free education. Again, the structure of 10+2+3 was there in this national education policy, first national education policy that was introduced, a uniform nationalized structure comprising 10 years of elementary and secondary schooling, 2 years of higher education, then higher secondary education, and 3 years of degree course. Again, three formula, that is English, Hindi, and regional language. And again, 6% of GDP should be invested in the higher education. Again, it was there. Then focus on science and agriculture was recommended by this education policy, that is science, mathematics, and vocational research into general education to match the national development and status of teacher. Emphasize better salaries, advanced training, and academic freedom for teacher to raise instructional quality and equalization of opportunity. Prioritize educational resources for marginalized group, rural region, girls, and differently abled principals. So this was the recommendation of this first national education policy in our country of the year 1968. And here we come to the end of the first phase of post-independence of timeline of higher education in our country, which is also called as the foundation phase. In this foundation phase, the foundation phase starts with the Radhakrishna Commission in the year 1948, and it goes with the establishment of the University Grants Commission through the Special Act of Parliament in the year 1956. And also in between, we had in the year 1964 a Kothari Commission. And coming to the end, we had the first comprehensive national education policy of the country, independent India country. And this phase is called as the foundation phase. After a gap of more than 18 years, friends, we had the second education policy, that is the National Education Policy of the year 1986. And you see that it was a landmark reform introduced by Government of India under the Prime Ministership of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, late Rajiv Gandhi, to modernize the education system and prepare India for the challenges of the 21st century. And you see that it aims to remove educational disparities and provide equal opportunities to all sections of society, including scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and women. Again, you see that 10 plus 2 plus 3 formula was again carried in this NEP, second NEP of our country. But one of the major achievement of this second national education policy, which was there in the year 1986, it was the Operation Blackboard. Operation Blackboard was launched in the year 1987, and phase drive it was a phased drive aimed to improve primary school infrastructure by providing at least two large all-weather room essential teaching materials, blackboards, maps, and chart, and at least two teachers, one of whom must be a woman. Then also education for equality, women's equality, SC/ST minorities, using education as an intermingled tool to change the status of women and eliminate illiteracy. Then SC/ST minority, expanding scholarship, recruiting teachers from these communities and setting up schools in their localities. Also, friends, you see that the open university in our country, the first open university in our country, it is the IGNO, that is Indira Gandhi National Open University. It was established in the year 1985 in this first education policy to democratize higher education and provide lifelong learning opportunities. And also vocationalize, emphasize skill-based training at just a minute. Again, one. So this was the second education policy. Again, the stress was vocationalizing the Second stage, to divert through employment, self-reliance rather than just academic degree. Then also, friends, the District Institute of Education and Training to provide pre-service and in-service teacher training for elementary teachers was established in this second education policy. Then earlier childhood care and education recognized the holistic nature of child development, integrating nutrition with preschooling education through programs like ICDS. Then examination reform proposed shifting from rote memorizing to continuous and comprehensive evaluation and introducing a grading system in place of marks. Then modernization, it recommended introduction of computer education at secondary level to build technologically skilled uh, manforce. Also, program of action committee was there. In the year 1992, we had the program of action committee 1992, and you see that this program of action was a comprehensive design to implement and update the national education policy. And it is developed based on the Jan Dharna Reddy committee, which reviewed the education system progress since the year 1986. So, for reviewing the national education policy, a program of action committee was there in the year 1992. Also, the 1992 program of action has focused on making education more equitable and accessible through the universal elementary education, aim for universal enrollment and retention of children up to age of 14 with the goal of achieving free and compulsory education by the year 2000. Then again, Operation Blackboard expansion was there in this program of action of the year 1992, ensuring at least 3 classroom and 3 teachers in every school. Then also education for equalities, it stressed more education of marginalized group, including women, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and minorities to correct social and regional imbalances. Vocationalization aim to cover 10% of higher education students with vocational courses by the year 1995, increasing 25% by 2000 to enhance employability. Then teacher training proposed strengthening district institute and education training and setting target for 50% of newly recruited primary teachers to be women. So this was the program of action of the year 1992. And you see in the year 2005, we had National Knowledge Commission, which was witnessed by many of us, those who are in this meeting room. I think that maximum of you must have been there for the program, this National Knowledge Commission. So, this National Knowledge Commission was the it was constituted by then the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh with the goal of transforming India into knowledge society to meet 21st century challenges. And you see that it was chaired by Sam Pitroda, and originally appointed in the year 2005 to 2008, through it continued submitting reported through 2009, was eventually dissolved in the year 2014. And you see that the major recommendation of this National Knowledge Commission was a focus area which includes a national knowledge network, a recommendation to connect all the universities and research institutions through high-speed digital network. Higher education reform, it has proposed establishment of 50 national universities to increase the gross enrollment ratio, and National Translation Mission suggested nodal agency to facilitate translation of knowledge into Indian language. RTE, Right to Education, played a key role in discourse leading to right to education, and library recommended a national commission on libraries. So this phase is also known as economic liberalization and expansion phase. which has started in the year 1986 through the second education policy and continued with a review of the second education policy through a committee that was also called as Program of Action in the year 1992. And this phase, that is called as an expansion liberalization phase, has ended in the year 2005 with the National Knowledge Commission. Again, friends, in the year 2009, we had seen a committee on higher education that was chaired by Professor Yashpal for reviewing the function of UGC and AICTE. One committee was formed by Dr. Manmohan Singh, which was called as Yashpal Committee. And you see that it has to review the UGC and AICT, but also it has addressed deep-seated arbitration in the entire higher education system. So this was the committee which has proposed a single overreaching constitutional body called as National Commission for Higher Education and Research, and this body was intended to replace existing regulations like UGC, AICT, NCT, and Streamline. So we can say that it has taken around 15 years for a single regulator. Now, our current government has made it passed a bill in the year 2005, and they have mandated that there will be a single regulator. Adhishashan Bill, Shiksha Adhishashan Bill 2025. Now there is a single regulator, and it was recommended way back in the year 2009 by the Yashpal Committee. Then multidisciplinary learning. It has also advocated bringing the silos between discipline, encouraging university to move away from single discipline isolation like separation in engineering or management institutes and towards integrating in a multidisciplinary education. Also, abolition of deemed university. It has recommended that it should not be a deemed university and it should be a full-fledged university. Also, autonomy for IITs and IIM were granted by this Yashpal committee way back in the year 2009. Or a scope to be a full-fledged university offering a broad range of discipline including humanities, social science. Curriculum reforms. The committee has stressed that there should be a shift from rote learning to critical thinking, recommending a student-centric approach for GRE like National Test for University Administration. NATA, जो हम आज देखते हैं, again it is recommended by this committee. And you see that all university teachers should teach undergraduate student also. Also, you see that it is also often confused with the year 1993 Yashpal Committee Learning Without Burden, and the legacy of this was there. Also, in the year 2013, we had the Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Primarily, the stress of this RUSA was to bridge the gap between the central funding and the state institutions like state affiliated colleges and state university. So from 2013 to 2020, RUSA was there, and now it is called as PM Usha. So I have seen that in RUSA also good funding was given to the universities and the colleges. And also in the year 2020, we had the fourth national education policy, third national education policy of the year 2020, which we are witnessing today, and we are the stakeholder to implement that NEP 2020. So friends, as all of you know that our country is the third largest higher education in the entire globe. Our country has the third largest higher education system in the entire globe, which includes nearly 1,200 universities, 45,000 colleges, 12,000 standalone institutions, 5 nearly 5 crore students and nearly 16 lakh teachers, which makes us the third largest higher education system in the entire globe. Only China and USA are above us. But still, there is an imbalance between the inflow and the outflow of the students. What I am saying here regarding inflow and the outflow is कि हमारे पास में जो विद्यार्थी है, फॉरेन के जो विद्यार्थी है, वो हमारे पास में बहुत कम आते हैं एंड इंडियन students go abroad. Nearly 6 lakh students go abroad. So why? What is the reason? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me the reason? Why there is an imbalance? Okay. So coming back to the higher education scenario in India, there are around 1,000 universities nearly in the year 2025, which has now increased to 1,200. You see that the maximum universities are privately managed in our country. And most of the universities are in the rural area. 17 universities are exclusively for women, which includes 3 in Rajasthan, 2 in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, 1 each in Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Delhi, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Uttarakhand, and West Bengal. In addition to 1 central open university, 14 state open university, 1 state private open university, there are 110 dual mode of university which offer education through distance mode. Also, the maximum 13 of them are located in Tamil Nadu. There are 522 general, 177 technical, 63 agriculture and allied, 66 medical, 23 law, 12 Sanskrit and 11 language university, and rest 145 university are of other categories. Top 8 states in terms of highest number of colleges in India are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat. You see, friends, that Bangalore urban district tops in terms of number of colleges with around 1,000 colleges, followed by Jaipur, 600 colleges. And college density, you see that for nearly there are for 1 lakh eligible population, which is the age group of 18 to 23, there are 7 colleges in Bihar and 59 colleges in Karnataka, and all India average is of 30. यानी कि आप देखिए कि in Bihar, for 1 lakh population, we are having 7 colleges. यानी कि लगभग 15,000 14,000 बच्चों के लिए एक कॉलेज है. And in Karnataka, the figure is very good. Like for only 1,600 students, there is a college. And the average of our country is 30 colleges, which includes nearly 3,000 colleges for each. So it is really a good thing when we compare the national average. It is very good, friends. Like for this, you see that we are for 3,000 students, we are having 1 college, and I think that these are the figures of 2022, and this current figure is again very good because we have increased the number of colleges. Also, you see that 60% of colleges are located in rural area. 10% colleges are exclusively for female. And you see that again, privately managed colleges are more, it is around 84% colleges. 78% colleges are privately managed, 65% are private unaided colleges, and 13% are private aided colleges. So you see, friends, that the major stress of higher education of our country is on the private unaided colleges, which constitute to 65%. And also, the highest number of private unaided colleges are in Uttar Pradesh. Nearly in Uttar Pradesh, there are 78% of private unaided colleges. And also in Chandigarh, there are very less, that is only 8% colleges. Also, the gross enrollment ratio is 27, which is also very good. And maximum students are enrolled into the UG courses. At UG courses, for students are enrolled for arts, humanities, and social science, followed by commerce, followed by science, then commerce, then engineering. And for PhD, maximum enrollment is for engineering and technology, followed by science. Also, you see that Uttar Pradesh comes at number one with the highest number of students enrolled, followed by Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. The reason, friends, is that Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra has maximum number of colleges. तो जैसे कॉलेजेस ज्यादा है वैसे ही जो है कॉलेजेस की संख्या बड़ी रहने से कॉलेजेस की संख्या बड़ी रहने से जो है कि कॉलेजेस की संख्या बड़ी रहने से जो है तो यहाँ पर बच्चों की भी संख्या बड़ी है. काइंडली टेक अ नोट ऑफ इट. Foreign students, you see that foreign students constitute to 168 different countries, but top 10 constitute to 60%, and which are maximum are underdeveloped countries, which includes Nepal, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Bhutan and Sudan. Also, male-female ratio is very good. When I'm talking about the number of teachers, there are 16 lakh teachers. And out of those 16 lakh teachers, we are having 50%, 57% male teachers and 43% female teachers, which is a very good figure when it comes to the gender ratio. Then for BA, nearly 20 lakh degrees have been awarded. For BSc, 10 lakhs. And for BCom, 9 lakhs. For postgraduate level, MA pass number student is maximum, followed by MSc and MBA. Then you see that highest number of students have been graduated in arts, followed by PhD has been enrolled by engineering and technology, and share of PhD student is highest in state public university. Again, as I have told you that कि जहाँ पर प्राइवेट अनएडेड कॉलेजेस पर हायर एजुकेशन का बोझ ज्यादा है, वैसे ही स्टेट पब्लिक यूनिवर्सिटी पर भी हायर एजुकेशन का बोझ ज्यादा है एज कंपेयर टू द डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड द सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज. Again, this is really an eye opener for all of us, friends, that post independence in the year 1950 we had only 30 universities. हमारे पास में सिर्फ 30 यूनिवर्सिटीज थे, और जो बढ़ बढ़कर हमारे न्यू मिलेनियम में जब हम इंटर हुए हैं तो 30 यूनिवर्सिटीज से 256 यूनिवर्सिटी. लेकिन आप देखिए कि पिछले 20 सालों में लगभग हमारे पास में उनकी संख्या 5 गुना बढ़ चुकी है, और आज लगभग हमारे पास में 1200 यूनिवर्सिटीज है. सेम इज विद द नंबर ऑफ कॉलेजेस. एट वंस पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस we had a 578 colleges, number of colleges, and now the figure has nearly climbed to 45,000. That is in 4 times from the new millennium. यानी कि 2000 में जब 10,000 कॉलेज थे हमारे पास में, आज उनकी संख्या लगभग 45,000 हो गई है, 4 गुना बढ़ोतरी हुई। You see that maximum number of colleges are in Bangalore, followed by Jaipur, Hyderabad, Pune, Prayagraj, Rangareddy, Bhopal, Nagpur, Guntur, and Gazipur. So we are very fortunate as Maharashtra are having two districts like Pune, Nagpur, which are having maximum number of colleges, are in the top 10 colleges, which includes Pune, that is Savitribai Phule, Pune University 466, 467, and RTM University Nagpur, it has 325 colleges. I am talking about the urban districts, not the rural area. Rural का figure और भी बढ़ रहा है. Again, friends, you see that the management, as I have told you, that private unaided colleges are more. Private unaided colleges are more, और जहां पर हम संख्या करते हैं प्राइवेट एडेड कॉलेजेस की, वो बहुत कम है, और गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज में 21% है. Again, the gross enrollment ratio, which was only 0.4 in the year 1950, which have now been increased to the year 2022 to 28%. The state public university has increased its enrollment from 24 lakhs to 29 lakhs. That is an increase of 22%. Then state private university. State private university has an increase. It is really an eye opener for the people, those who are working in the aided universities and colleges, that you see that how the jump of private universities are there. It is an increase of nearly 500% in the past 10 years. जहां पर 2011-2012 में ये संख्या 3 लाख थी, वो आज बढ़कर 17 लाख के करीब चली गई है. लगभग ये इंक्रीज जो है 500% है. इट इज एन इंक्रीज ऑफ 500%. Then when we are talking about the central universities, there is an increase of 26%. The enrollment, which was around 6 lakh in the year 2011, it has increased to 7 lakhs. So it is really an eye opener, and maximum of you, those who have enrolled for this course, those who are working in the aided institution or the university, it is an eye opener that how much stiff competition the government universities and colleges are being facing from the private institutions. So you should see that where we are lagging behind, and we should overcome the things in which we are lagging behind. So some of the major problems currently faced by the higher education system in our country include severely fragmented higher education ecosystem, less emphasis on development of cognitive skills and learning outcome, rigid separation of discipline with early specialization and streaming of students into narrow area of study, limited access, particularly in socio-economical disadvantaged areas, with few higher education institutions that teach in local language, then limited teacher and institutional autonomy. Again, this is one of the problem. Again, you see, friends, that just I will skip this one. So what is the policy vision which includes the change in the current education system? You see, is moving towards multidisciplinary universities and colleges in each or every district, or at least in one in each district. Then moving towards more multidisciplinary undergraduate education, moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy, revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support for enhanced student experience. Then reforming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership, positioning through merit-based appointment and career progression based on teaching, research, and services. Then establishment of National Research Foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and to actively seed research in universities and colleges. Governance of higher education by high qualified independent board having academic and administrative autonomy, single regulator, open distance learning. Again, I would like to highlight in front of all of you friends, you see that the educational budget of our country, again we are lagging here. You see, just giving an example of one of the private university, Harvard University, one of the popular university. The budget of the Harvard University was around 30 crore rupees in 2030, and in contrast to that, the budget for 5 years later, the budget of education of our country was only 26,000 crores. Again, which includes IITs, NITs, IIMs also. So the budget needs to be improved of the higher education system. Again, the affiliating system. You see that hundreds of colleges are affiliated to a single university, which gives a burden on the college staff as well as the university staff, as well as the geographical limitation. You see that the one of the affiliated college to my university, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, is in Umarga, which is nearly 400 kilometers from the university. And if you go to the what you will say the east side, 400 kilometer Umarga is there, and if you go to the west side of my university, छत्रपति संभाजी नगर, डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर मराठवाड़ा यूनिवर्सिटी छत्रपति संभाजी नगर में जो लोकेटेड है, अराउंड वेस्ट में आप जब 400 किलोमीटर जाएंगे, you will reach to Mumbai, nearly to Mumbai. So this is affiliation system and it needs to be abolished. And again, in the year 2035, nearly all institution will be given the autonomy, and only the colonized country like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka are having affiliation system, and which will be completely abolished. Again, the gross enrollment ratio, which will be around 50% till the year 2035. A choice based credit system है, multiple entry exit है, ये भी आप सभी को पता है. 6% ऑफ जीडीपी, ये तो जैसा आपने देखा कि 1968 का जो पहला एजुकेशन पॉलिसी था, उसका भी यही स्ट्रेस था, जो आज तक के हमारा अचीव नहीं हुआ है. And that need to be achieved. Academic bank of credit is also there. Choice based credit system is there. There will be in future, you will see gender inclusion fund, special economic zone for disadvantaged areas and groups is also focused in this NEP 2020. Bal Bhavans will be established in our country. Common professional standards for teachers will be set up. SSA or Independent School Standard Authority will be set up. Multidisciplinary and educational research university at par with the IITs and IIMs in the country will be there, and these are to be scheduled to set up in introducing multidisciplinary academics. Then the same list of accreditation same list of accreditation and regulation rules will be used for guiding both public and private academic bodies. Then phased out college affiliation and autonomy will be granted to the colleges. By the year 2030, it will be mandatory to have at least 4-year B.Ed degree. Then for making the student prepared for future pandemic situation, online academic will be promoted on large scale. There are few drawbacks like 3-language formula is a drawback. Then 4-year, 2-year degree, multiple entry exit is one of the lacunas which we have seen in this new education policy. Then NEP 2020 and internationalization. You see, friends, that NEP 2020 also stress on internationalization, where you see that internationalization can be achieved by offering the courses, short-term courses like yoga, philosophy, Ayurveda, health, Sanskrit, Vastu Shastra, proper living condition and environment to the international students, providing local courses and bridge courses as needed, then fostering connection among domestic and international students, and value the inputs of international student on campus. Then courses and programs as a knowledge of India and its languages, arts, history, culture, and global context, global literacy. Then STEAM courses, that is science, technology, engineering and maths, computer science, gaming, will be tied up with internship and apprenticeship to make them attractive for foreign students. Then quality residential facilities to the students from abroad to ensure effective living condition and learning environment to the international students. I can give the example of our university. Our university are having 2 dedicated centers for internationalization. One is the director of foreign student cell, which exclusively looks after the admission of the foreign students. And usually in our university, there are the admissions are 2 times. One is in the month of June and other one is in the month of December. An online portal has been created by our university. A foreign student can sit in his country. He can apply for the courses. His document he can upload. The document is downloaded by the director, student welfare, foreign student cell office, and it is distributed to the department and the sections, which verifies and makes an eligibility list, and the eligibility is communicated to the students, and students gets a visa and he can come directly and he can join the classes. So this has really improved the admission of the foreign students, especially the students from Gulf country, the uh, African nation countries. Students are much more in our university. So it is really a big advantage for these students to take admission in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Twice a year, the students are accommodated or get admitted in the year in the month of June as well as in the month of December. Again, friends, you see that in the year uh, again, you see that, friends, like uh, we have in our university, we have a dedicated hostel for foreign students. The fees is also 5 times more, but a very dedicated, a standard, uh, uh, friendly atmosphere is there in that hostel. Also, an induction program is also conducted for the foreign students. So this is all the duty of the director, student, foreign student welfare. Again, there is one center in our university which is also called as the Center for International Relations. And this usually looks after the collaborations, student exchange program, a teacher exchange program, conducting some international conferences in our university. And you see that this center is working very well in our campus. Also, I was one of the member of one of the project of this center. That is the Merge project, which was funded by the European Union. It was amount to nearly 60 to 70 lakh rupees were funded to our university through the Merge project. So these are the things through which we can get internationalization at home. Also, we should think about the global citizen approach. our university, our thing we should see the global citizen approach also should be there in our campuses. We should see that there should be a global citizen approach where critical thinking, problem solving should be there. Then there should be cross-cultural awareness, adaptability, communication, critical thinking among the students. Because you see, friends, that we are very fortunate that in near future you will see that the maximum young population of the entire globe will be in our country. When the world will be aging, India will be young. हिंदुस्तान जो रहेगा वो बहुत यंग रहने वाला है और जो यंग मैन पावर है वो पूरे वर्ल्ड को हमें ही देना है. सो वी आर रियली फॉर्चुनेट दैट द we are having the one of the youngest population, and we have to train this young population through critical thinking, communication, technology skills, and cross-cultural awareness. Also, IKS should be included into our syllabus. Our syllabus should include the Indian knowledge system. जो एक gap पड़ चुका है हमारे traditional knowledge में और current knowledge में, उस गैप को फुलफिल करने के लिए हमने आईकेएस को अडॉप्ट करना है. Then courses on Indian science and technology, like our historical integrity, our culture, and all the things can be included into our syllabus. Then IKS based on chemistry, Indian economics and business model can also be included in our syllabus of IKS. Then ancient and Indian art and architecture, like sacred forest concept, then geography, concept of techno typology evaluation and regional variation in temple architecture, rock cut architecture, structural temple architecture, then mathematics, Vedas, then we can have magic squares, trigonometry, proofs in India, mathematics, mathematics in modern India. Then ICT. We can also have the role of ICT in internationalization. ICT plays a major role in internationalization. Also, academic and research collaboration. We can brand build abroad. We can have an alumni connect through the different networks, SMS, pamphlets, webinars can be conducted. Then we can have a separate office for international affairs. As I have told you that we are having one center for international excellence. Then role of higher education institutions can be there, like spelling out the objective. Also, we can have establishment of office for international affairs. Then we can have impact assessment on the institutions. Then we can have benefits like framing intercultural, international curriculum. We can provide international exposure to our students through mobility, then extending international competencies in our student faculties and staff, promoting institutional strength through collaboration, and developing international institutional branding. Monitoring and assessment can be done of these international centers. There are few challenges, particularly in a developing country like us, India, as compared to USA and UK, which are far ahead in terms of infrastructure. Then the basis of international education is economic, political imperatives. While India is yet to establish social justice, a foreigner who stayed in India experienced immense difficulty in getting employment. Here, due to this situation, foreigners are less attracted. Universities of India are still teaching decade-old curriculum. Along with this, lack of autonomy in university, lack of government fund prevents international students from being attracted to India. Then general cultural scholarship schemes, then global initiative for academic network, Connect to India, Study in India program are there, which are attracting more and more foreign students. So to conclude here my session, uh, you see that focusing on three language instructions in school should be there, encouraging the use of vernacular language should be there, and then promoting the study of Indian classical language should be there, strengthening teachers' education, increasing the use of technology in education, improving assessment and evaluation procedures, making school education free and compulsory for all age, that is 6 to 14, introducing a new grading system that no use marks or percentage, and implementing a standardized curriculum across all schools and higher education in India, removing 10+2 and implementing 5+3+3 education system, and establishing a new National Education Commission to oversee the implementation of NEP. So here we come to the end of our lecture. So if there are any questions, this session is now open for discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Participant, if you have any couple of questions, we will take the couple of questions. If anyone has any questions or the queries, you can directly ask to Professor Rafi, sir. Please, anyone. That will be really appreciated. So one specific question has been received through the YouTube chat. If you could permit, shall we take it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, there is a Right to Education Act that protect the education of the child from 6 to 14. What about when the NEPs will come? Because NEP is talk about the UG to KG to PG education. So in that scenario, whether this right to education will exist or not?
Yes, RT is there in the NEP 2020. It also extends the vision to the age 3 to 18. इसमें जो एज ब्रैकेट था वो 6 to 14 था हमारे आरटीए एक्ट में 2009 के, बट नाउ इट इज मोर फोकसिंग ऑन 3 to 18.
Thank you, sir. Yes, anyone else? Participant, if there are no questions, then we can conclude. Please, anyone can confirm. Yes, anyone has any queries or the questions? Sir, I think there are no questions. So if you could permit, shall we conclude, sir?
Yes, we can go.
Of Multi-Mission Teacher Training Center and Garge Baba Amravati University and College of Engineering and Technology, Bhamburi Jalgaon, and all the participants those who have present here. I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Rafi sir for such a wonderful session. Sir, during your session, you have provided the deep insights and the current scenario of our higher education ecosystem and what are the drastic changes that have been taken places and what are the futuristic higher education you have demonstrated here through your time span of 90-minute session. We are really thankful to you, sir, because the session was highly impactful and insightful that includes the entire ecosystem of higher education in the present scenario. With this, I once again extend my sincere thanks for your spacious time and thought-provoking session here. And with the kind consent of Professor Rafi sir, I would like to declare that this session will be over. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you, participants.
Thank you. Thank you.